So the other day, my technician asked me, why is it that we keep getting more number of urine samples from females compared to males? Does it mean that all this infection thing is about women? What about men? Okay, this is the kind of question I really wish I can run away from. But the truth remains that there's no way I can deny the fact that majority of the urine samples we get on daily basis are from females. And this is not in any way to conclude that all these urine samples contain bad bacteria which are capable of causing urinary tract infection. No, that's not true. And in fact, a good number of these women have it as a routine of coming around to check themselves to know if anything is going on. It's just a way of them keeping healthy. But then, this gives us a clue on a higher chances of women developing urinary tract infection when you compare that to men, for some reasons that we're going to look at in details in this video. Am I now saying that men are free? No, I'm not saying that. Of course, anybody can get infected, including men, especially the older ones, those with diabetes, kidney stone, prostate enlargement, and those with catheter. Of course, anybody can get that, including women too, women in this category. And recall that in our last video, we mentioned that most of these infectious agents attack the lower part of the urinary tract, which opens towards the outside. And of course, if you've not watched it, you can click on this link and get that done. I can still put the link in the comment section so that it will be easier for you to get to watch that. And even though many of these infectious bacteria belong to one group called Escherichia coli, we are saying that in all of these things, women seem to fall more victim many times more than men. Why is it like that? Number one, the structural difference between the urethra in male and female. And this is probably the biggest in all the reasons we're going to be discussing here. In females, the urethra is just about 3 to 4 centimeters long, which makes it easy for bacteria to travel through and begin to do all their business. That's in contrast to about 18 to 20 centimeters in length of that of male urethra. So this is a lot of difference. In that of male, bacteria may find it a little bit more difficult to travel through this long distance to get to where they can cause some problems. So that may be a lot of discouragement. Think about it this way. You have a destination and there are 2 roads leading to that. This one take you a few minutes and this one take you about hours or days to get there. Ordinarily, any sensible human being, any reasonable human being will just take the shorter one, because that will save you some energy, that will save you some time, resources, and all there is to save you. So this is what bacteria get to do in female urethra as regards causing urinary tract infection. But it did not end here. In females, the urethra is slightly located closer to the anus when you compare that to male. This is another problem, because it will be easier, not just that it will be easier, it's always easier for bacteria to move from the anus or be moved from that area to the vaginal region where the urethra can be accessed. One would think, what will make somebody to allow bacteria to move from the anus to the urethra? It's very simple. It depends on the way you clean after using the toilet. For females, you are not supposed to clean frontwards. Instead, you have to clean backwards. The reason is very simple. If you clean towards the front, you might mistakenly transfer some bacteria from the anal region to the vagina, where they can get to the urethra and cause some trouble. It's not just that. Wearing tight clothing can be another means of conveying them. And also, different sexual activity can also be an easy way to transfer these bacteria to the urethra, where they can cause some problems. Another thing that predisposes women to contracting urinary tract infection is pregnancy. You see, pregnancy has a way of changing a lot of things in women, especially those around childbearing age. For instance, when the womb begins to increase, of course, because of the fertile increase or the fertile growth, there's this pressure that is given to all the surrounding structures and organs around that side, including the bladder and the urethra, and this makes it a little bit difficult for urine to empty completely. And if urine doesn't empty completely, that will give bacteria all the time to multiply and grow towards a number where they can cause some trouble. It doesn't stop them. The whole thing about protecting the new baby that is coming inside also lowers the immunity of females in this situation, thereby allowing bacteria to come inside and cause more problem. And also, Part of this pregnancy thing is the pregnancy hormone that relaxes the muscles of the urethra and the bladder itself, making it a little bit difficult for urine to flow freely. And if urine doesn't flow when you are emptying, if it doesn't flow completely, it will give the bacteria all the time to multiply, and thereby creating all the risk of urinary tract infection among this category of women. Do you realize that certain hygienic practices are one of the reasons why women get urinary tract infection more than men? When I tell you to subscribe to this channel, I'm doing that because I know we are the best in giving you all the useful health tips. There's no way you can get it wrong by subscribing to our channel. You see, while proper personal hygiene is very important in keeping yourself away from things like urinary tract infection, some women believe that excessive cleaning up can help them in this protection thing, but that's not always true. Sometimes it can be like shooting oneself in the leg, because at the end of the day, you may end up disrupting the bacterial balance, the microbial balance of the genital tract, which are supposed to protect you against harmful bacteria. And at the end of the day, you create chances for bad bacteria to come in and colonize where they shouldn't be. And the result is that you are going to have more risk of contracting urinary tract infection. Another thing is the use of some antibiotics. This can also kill some good bacteria that are supposed to be there without causing any problem. So if you begin to do all these things, you are exposing yourself to this risk, and this is what is obtainable in some women. Now, the truth is that hormonal changes in females can also be a factor. There's this hormone called estrogen, which also helps to strengthen the muscles of the urethra and muscles of the bladder itself in order to protect you against these infectious bacteria. But when this hormone begins to decline in the amount, when it begins to go down, especially in menopause or some medical conditions, you discover that these structures, these muscles will be weakened, and now your body will be more prone to attacks from these infectious agents. So basically what we are saying is that even though anybody can get infected, including the male, female, adult and children, it's important we know that women most times get to be exposed more than men because of factors like the differences in the structure of the urethra, other chances like pregnancy, hormonal changes, and some activities, some hygienic practices which women mostly indulge in. And so this is not to scare anybody. No, we are not doing this. But informations like this are supposed to guide you as a woman to know what to do and then prevent yourself from contracting urinary tract infection. And remember, this UTI is highly preventable if you have the right information and you do the right thing at the right time. And that's why we have this channel where we'll be bringing you all this health information that will be very helpful to you. So ensure you subscribe to our channel, like our pages, share this video so that anybody can get to watch it and learn as well. By next weekend, we're going to bring to you all you need to do to prevent yourself from contracting urinary tract infection. Please don't miss it for anything. Make sure your notification button is on so that you don't miss this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you then.